Good morning. We're going to begin math class. What we're going to do is add 10,000 to each of these numbers. So add 10,000 to this number. 15,272. If you add 10,000, this is 13,209. Oh, it's a big one. But the cool thing is, you just go right to the 10,000s place, and that's a 7, and you just make it one more. So it's 3,582,406. 706,582. Add 10 to it, 10,000, and you get 716,582. All you're doing is you're just adding another digit to the 10,000s place. What about this one? This would be 133,406. This would be 316,291. Now this one, because this is the 10,000s, this would be 76,783. 93,265. This would be 2,446,052. Now let's just go over these places. What is this one? This is worth 10,000, right? And this place is the 1 millionths place, the 1 millions. This is the hundreds. Ones. Remember, it's ones, tens, hundreds every single time. Ones, tens, hundreds, zoop. 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, zoop. 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, zoop. 1 billion, 10 billion, 100 billion. And I know Alana's probably going zoop at her house. All right, over here, this one, 6,210. You're going to add 10,000. It's 16,210. This is 17,963, 34,870. All right, if you don't have a piece of paper out, use your math page or use some sort of sheet of paper. It's going to be a game of you versus me. If you get it before I say the answer, then you get a point for yourself. And if you don't get it in time or you get the wrong answer, then I get the point. All right, let's see. Let's test your knowledge of these. This is 52, about 52 weeks. Factor, product. Factor, product. Now this, remember, factors are the numbers being multiplied to get a product. So when we do factoring, we're just looking at our factors or the numbers being multiplied together to get our product. 5,280, 5,280 feet. Okay, milli, you see milli, immediately you should think 1,000. A millennium is 1,000 years. 1 week is 7 days. 60. I'm saying these fast because you guys should know these ones. All right, 5,280. I did it again. Did I trick you this time? Boiling point of water, also important for our science class. This is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. 212 degrees Fahrenheit. 1 foot. So some of you keep missing these. Don't forget. Think about your ruler. 1 foot, 12 inches. Century. Oh, you think centi, and you think, okay, wait, there's 100 cents in a dollar. Century is 100 years. 1 ton. Do not say 16. It is 2,000 pounds, okay? Elephants are not in the 16s. The elephants are by the 2,000s, all right? They're tons. Leap year, 366 days. How am I doing? How's my score compared to your score? Who's winning? 2 cups. 2 cups. Remember, each prince had 2 cats. This is 4 quarts. Remember, each king gallon has 4 queens. 60 minutes. 2. Each queen had 2 princesses. 24 hours in a day. This is 3 feet. Deca, 10 years. Kilo, we don't know this one yet, but you should because you know your prefix. This is 1,000. Year is 12 months. What's hecto? Hecto is 100. Remember, hecto. All the ones that don't end in E are larger than 1. This is hecto, and it is 100. Milli. It's our tiniest one. 1/1000th or 0.001. Centi. Immediately you should think cents. A centurion has 100 soldiers. A century is 100 years. There's 100 cents that make $1. Centi is 1/100th or 0.01. Deci. Deci is 1/10 or 0.1. Kilo. That's our largest one. 1,000. Deca. This is 10, like our decades of 10 years. Or a decathlon. There's like 10 different things that you have to participate in. 1,000. 10. Now you say, wait, deci and milli, isn't it 1/1000th or 1/10th? No, because they're saying 1 meter stick. How many millimeters would it take? And because it's smaller, it would take 1,000 millimeters to make 1 meter. For this one, there's 10 decimeters that it would take to make 1 whole meter. Now remember, think of Jackson's little water bottle. How big was his water bottle? It was 8 ounces. 8 ounces. Remember, your regular water bottles are 16, so they're actually a pint. They're not just a cup. A cup is actually a lot smaller than we think. 1 dozen things, 12. Kilometer, kilo, 1,000. Centi, 100. They flipped it, notice. Kilo is larger, so they're saying a kilometer is 1,000 meters. But 1 meter, it takes 100 centimeters to make 1 meter. Decameters, 10. Okay, don't miss this. Oh, I just gave it to you. 1 yard is 36 inches. 365. Freezing point of water, 32 degrees. Also for science, and we learned that this is also the melting point of water. Freezing and melting point are the same. A score, 20 years. 1 pound, 16 ounces. I don't know if you know this one, but if you don't, it's a good time to start learning this one. It is 1,760 yards. And normal body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And the last one, 5 steps of division. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, bring down. Did you get all of them? Did I get any points? Or did I win? I don't know. Hopefully I won, but you'll have to let me know how this goes out. Actually, not hopefully I won, because if I won, that means you didn't get any. So we're going to go into our lesson today. It's just a review, so I'm not going to make it very long. I just want to make sure you understand what you're doing. You're going to be working on page 109 and 110. So now that we're getting more comfortable with finding factors, they're trying to have us move away from writing every time 1 times, like if we had 5 and we're writing our factors, instead of saying, okay, 1 times 5, they would like us to move away from that and just start saying 1 and 5 are the factors of 5. Just basically, like even with 12, you know how we've done it so many times? 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Instead of that, they want to skip to the next step of just listing them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. All right? So this is what we're going to be doing on section 1. It has 2, 4. Or something like this, 2 and 4, and they said they want you to find the greatest common factor. Now underneath it, if you need to, they did put space, so you could say 2. The factors of 2 are 1 times 2, so it's just 1 and 2. The factors of 4 are 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. So if you put that in order, it'd be 1, 2, and 4. The greatest common between the two of them They have 1, they have 2, and the greatest common factor is 2. So in the blank, you're going to write 2. I hope that makes sense for you. Now for each one of those, you're going to have to list the factors and try your best to figure those out. Let's go to B, okay? You have 4 and you have 8. The factors of 4 are 1 times 4 and 2 times 2, so we could just say 1, 2, 4. Now, if you need to write your pairs, like 1 times 4 and 2 times 2, that is fine. Whatever you need to do still just to get comfortable with it. But if you can just write them down like this underneath, that would be even better. Now, 8 is 1 times 8 and 2 times 4, which means our factors are going to be 1, 2, 4, and 8. And of those 3 and 4, our largest number that they have in common is 4. Yes, 4. Now the next, I'm going to do the last one on that one is 4 and 6. Now some of you might have just gotten in the habit of picking so if you see 4 and 8 and you're like, oh wait, it's 4. And the greatest common factor of 2 and 4 is 2. I don't want you to be like, okay, every time I see a number, I'm just going to have to pick the smaller number. No, you just need to do the factoring. Okay, so for 6, it is 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. So our factors would be 1, 2, 3, and 6. The largest one that they have in common, the greatest common factor, is 2. So they both have 2 in common, and that's the greatest one. Now, the reason why I came on here is because I wanted to talk about section 2. It says circle the greatest common factor for the pairs of numbers. So this confuses kids every year, and I'm sure it's even more confusing now that you're not here. So if you see, it looks like this, 7, 14, and underneath there's 1, 3, 6, 7, okay? What they're saying is you are going to look at 7, and the factors of 7 are only 1 times 7, 1 and 7. The factors of 14 are 1 times 14 and 2 times 7, so the factors of 14 would be 1, 2, 7, 14. They want to know what's the greatest common factor of 7, 14. Is it 1, 3, 6, or 7? Well, it's obviously going to be 7 because 6 and 3 are not even factors of 7 or 14, so it's 7 is the biggest, so you would just circle 7. Does that make sense? For 5 and 15, for the next one, 5 and 15, so some of the kids would just say, oh, wait, it's 3, because they think 5 times 3 is 15. But remember, we're still doing factoring. So 5 and 15, you have 1, 3, 5, and 9. When you look at your factors already, you should know that 3 and 9 are not even in the running because the only factors of 5 are 1 and 5. So, and the factors of 15 are 1, 3, 5, and 15. So of those, the only 2 in common are 1 and 5. So the largest is going to be 5. The greatest common factor is 5. It's not 3 because 3 is not a factor of 5. It has to be a factor of both of them. That's why it's called the greatest common factor, because it's what they have in common. All right? The next one is 8 and 12. 8 and 12. The factors of 8 are 1 times 8 and 2 times 4, making it 1, 2, 4, 8. The factors of 12 are 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4, making the factors of 12 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. Of all of those, the ones they have in common, see, are 1s. They both have a 2, and they both have a 4. So the greatest common factor of those is 4. So when you see 1, 3, 4, 6, you would circle 4. All right? Now you can do the last one on your own to see if you know how to do it. Now I also want to go skip to section 5. Rashid sold 13 dozen ears of corn for $3.60 per dozen. How much did he get for the corn? So it says he sold 13 dozen ear of corn. So if we had corn on the cob, okay, We have our corn on the cob. It is being sold. Oh, that's horrible corn on the cob. It's being sold by the dozen. So some people immediately see dozen and they think, oh wait, I gotta multiply this by 12. But you don't, because you're selling it it's being sold by the dozen. It's like a pack of Skittles. If you bought a pack of Skittles for $1 at the store, you're not paying for them individually. Maybe there's 100 Skittles and you're like, wait, no, I gotta multiply 100 times $1. No, because then that would be $100 for a bag of Skittles, and that's outrageous. So the same thing with this, we're buying them by the dozen. So if he has 13 dozen, we don't have to figure out how many ears of corn because it's being sold by the dozen. It cost he was selling them for $3.60 per dozen. Immediately you can see the word per and know, oh wait, I'm going to have to either be multiplying or dividing. So $3.60 a dozen, and there were 13 dozen. Okay? So you would have to multiply this. Now, if you decided to divide, you would get that he made 20 cents. Now, if he's selling them for $3.60 for a dozen, and then he sells 13 dozen and makes 20 cents, we have done something wrong. So always go through your problem and say, does this make sense? All right. So this one, now I'm going to do it the cheating way where I only do it 2 because so 0 times 3, 0, 3 times 6, 18, carry the 1, 3 times 3 plus 1 is 10. Put a 0, 0 times 1 is 0, and then 6, 3. Add this together and you get $46.80. $46.80 is what he made for the corn. Now, the next thing says, at the rate given in story problem A, what was the cost of 1 ear of corn? Now remember it said it cost $3.60 per dozen. Is it going to cost more for 12 ears of corn or 1 ear of corn? Yeah, it's going to cost more for 12 ears of corn. So in order to do this, we're not going to be multiplying because then we'd get a bigger number. We have to divide. And what's our special number we're going to be dividing $3.60 by? If you said 12, that's correct. We're going to be dividing by 12 because there's 12 in a dozen. All right, 12 goes into 36. How many times? 3, because 12 times 3 is 36. Subtract. And then 12 goes into 0. How many times? It is 0. If you put your dollars in your cent sign, you will get 30 cents per ear. 30 cents per ear, which makes sense because if you multiply 30 times 12, you would get $3.60. And that's how much it doesn't cost, which is 12. All right, you're going to work on the rest of your page and the back side. And if you have any questions or you get stuck on a problem, either ask your parents or you can ask me, and I will help you. All right, have a great rest of your day.